dream. Speak the truth.
Welcome back to the Gennie Coe Show. I'm Gennie Coe, your Bernie High School registrar, and today I am with the awesome one-act play awesome winners from this school year and these amazing girls and all their big dreams. So thanks for having me and welcome me to the stage. And I would love to talk to you about theater in general, really, because Greyhounds, you might not know this about me, but I also was a theater girl in high school, and I participated in one-act play. And we went on, we didn't go as far as these ladies did in their competition, but I was a part of it, and my heart is big for it. In fact, you guys might remember that I wanted to be an actress when I grew up, famous. I wanted to be in Hollywood. And my dad was scared. He's like, do you maybe want to do the news maybe? And I said, yeah, let's do the news. So that's how I ended up in broadcast news, right? And then I kind of went through that pathway, and I was telling the girls today, I had that diction professor that said, you can't do the news with that accent. And I was like, okay, I'll lose it. So I worked all semester to lose the accent. And then I became really I sounded like the Charlie Brown character, right? And so I couldn't do it. And he was like, well, you can't do that either. So I basically gave up on the dream of doing the news. So that's sad, right?
Yeah.
And that's how I ended up in radio. And radio was awesome and it was fun. And then I had kids. And then my kids were awesome, right? And then just dreams and things kind of changed, and that's how you went through my life, right? Mm-hmm. But I always had a dream of having my own show, and here we are. So all of this brings me back to my roots, and I love that my dream is actually so much bigger than I originally dreamed it, because the first dream was more about me. I wanted to be famous. It was about me, right? Mm-hmm. And now it's more about each one of you and you Greyhounds, because I want you to dream into yours, and this show that's been created is helping y'all do that. So real quick, I want us to go around. I want us to talk about what it is that you love about theater. What's your heartbeat, and what are your plans after you graduate high school? Okay, so let's start with Lily over here.
Great. Okay. So one of my favorite things about theater has been creating all the friendships and relationships that I have now, because if I was not in this program, I would not have met the most amazing people that I have now.
Yep.
So it was really great. After high school, I plan to become a psychiatrist. So I'm going to go to community college first, and then head into the medical field and start learning all the medicine behind it.
That's awesome. Thanks, Lily. That sounds like a great dream. All right.
Okay, so my name is Haley.
Yes.
My favorite thing about being in theater is just the family that I've created with all these people, and the characters that we bring to life, and the stories that we tell on and off stage, and that makes a big impact on not just us, but on people who watch our shows.
Right.
And after high school, I'm going to be attending Schreiner University in Kerrville. I plan on going to get my BSN, so I'm a bachelor's in scientific nursing, and I'm going to be a pediatric nurse, but I will be minoring in theater.
I love that. That's wonderful. Okay, Angela.
I think that my favorite part about theater was probably just working alongside really good actresses who I could learn a lot from, and definitely since I was an underclassman and then seeing people above me work so hard and having that drive to teach lessons and learn from the lessons that we're teaching at the same time,
Right.
So that is that. And then my plans after high school are I'm going to study political science, and then hope to go to law school, which theater has definitely helped with. So
I love that. Yeah, you'll be able to do real well with that.
Thank you.
My name is Samantha. My favorite thing about theater is definitely telling stories on the stage, especially stories that haven't really been heard, and bringing to life different characters. But I agree with Angela in that it's really inspiring to work with other people, and it's also a big confidence builder, so that's nice.
That's very nice, and you'll use that.
Definitely.
That's so great. Love it.
And my plans are to go to the University of Texas at Austin and study acting at their program, and hopefully make that a career and be able to live off of that.
Well, there you go. Go get it, girl. I'm excited for you. All right.
My name is Sam.
the other sand.
My favorite thing about theater is, this is going to sound really unsentimental, but I like being put into another character's shoes, because I feel like when you become that other person, you end up learning a lot about yourself and your relationships with other people, and it teaches you a lot of things that you wouldn't necessarily learn from just living your life as yourself every day. I plan on going to Texas State to study nursing.
Okay.
And also minoring in theater.
Love it. Aw, you girls are pretty special. I can tell that you have a really strong community, strong relationships, a really strong bond. And I know that came from you're a fearless leader. And what's really awesome is before you came out to come, I was like, you guys call her Jenna? And they were like, no, Steve. So I'm like, okay, so that says a lot about Miss Stevenson. So Greyhounds, you guys know her as Miss Stevenson, but these guys know her as Steve, and probably other names in there. But all of you ladies have had the pleasure of working with Steve for all of your years here, except for one, because you're freshman year. So you have gotten to enjoy them and see them grow and develop. What do you love that you've seen the most? Like, what's the most amazing thing that you've seen out of this group of seniors?
I won't talk, they know me too well that I won't talk too much on it, because I tend to feel things right out of my eyeballs.
Yes,
So,
yes.
You're 100% right on. Just kind of the growth and that community we've built. You know, when you come into a new program, it's not only me finding my feet, but kind of building these relationships with these guys and building a place and a home that we feel like we can be together to do all that wonderful work they talked about. Finding a space that you feel like you can really kind of love and appreciate the people around you is really important. And so that is, I think, the hardest part of what I've done here, and my, like, the number one thing I've done here. I'm so proud of.
Yeah, you should be. You've done a really awesome job.
That's a good feeling.
It is a good feeling. Tell us about your own career path, because I know that you've done a little bit of producing shows, because we talked when I first started the show, and you're like, hey, if you want some help, I've done a little producing, and I'm like, what? Oh my gosh. So tell the Greyhounds a little bit about your background.
So I went to college it's called dramatic media. So it was kind of a combination of theater and new technology, incorporating it into the theater. And so when I left college, I thought, I'm definitely going to go into the news world. That's where I'm gonna thrive. And I wasn't necessarily wanting to be an on-air personality. I really liked the development and the production of it. And so I worked as an executive producer for the San Antonio Living Show and the morning news. So I had a really fun, like 2 a.m. wake up, and worked until, like 2 in the afternoon. It was really exciting. It was great, and I loved it because it was like high pressure, but really, exciting all the time. Never anything, the same every day, that kind of stuff. And then a part of that production world was I spent the last half of my day working with interns. So high school seniors who would come in, college interns who would come in and work. And so I spent a lot of time with them, showing them the ropes and talking them through the process. And I realized I liked so much more talking to people about what it is we were doing and getting them excited about what we were doing so that they could come and do this job, that I realized I'm doing the wrong thing.
Yes.
And so I went back to school, and I got my teaching certificate, and haven't looked back, and it's been phenomenal. But yeah, I was, so I've got a lot of experience kind of all around the entertainment world, both on stage and off, and this is the place I feel most comfortable.
Yeah,
so,
and it served you well.
I think so.
Really well. All
so.
Facets has brought you.
Yeah, it's nice to have, I feel like I can talk to the kids about just about anything when it comes to this world.
Yeah,
so.
And they connect with you really well. Special. So guys, just like all the other guests on the show, you have your own I Am a Dreamer journal. Even Miss Stevenson, Steve, like take it with you.
I will.
Y'all know the power, right, of writing down your goals, writing it down, and then dreaming into it. And then, actually taking those measures to write down like, I accomplished that goal, check, done. Moving on, write down the next goal, because that's how we get there, right? And so just keep going. Don't let anyone squish your dreams. I wish someone had imparted that wisdom to me, because maybe if I'd have had my journal and I had said, I'm going to do this, and wrote it down, I might not have given up on it. But I'm not ashamed of where I am. I'm so proud that I've been at Bernie High School all these years, and that we got to create this show, and this dream did come true. It's pretty special. So even if your dream takes some windy roads, it is all used for a great purpose. So chase after that. Tell us a quote that you'd like to impart, and share with the Greyhounds why you chose it.
Okay, so I was telling the girls beforehand, like I say a lot to them all the time. I don't know that it's necessarily quotable, but like pairing all of sort of my ideas into what, like my philosophy in terms of like the way we do our jobs here, and I'm talking about like as actors and company members, it has everything to do with why we do the work. And so my big quote that I think you should all think about or know, or I don't know, listen to at the very least, is work to become, not to acquire. And I say that because our job as actors is always to become and create this world for an audience, but more so, especially in the one-act world, I think a lot of times people work to acquire those medals and those accolades, and I think we all know, especially you guys out there, that that's not ever why we do what we do. I mean, sure, it is a really fun icing on the cake, but I don't know that even now, as the person I am today, I cannot list off for you the things I've won in my life, the awards, the things that are probably hanging back in my hometown bedroom right now.
They're actually in my parents' attic as we speak.
They slowly come to me every time they come for a holiday. Like, I found this for you. Keep it at your house now. But I don't think those are things that are important to us in our like lives. So it's really about that work we do to become someone or something, or to understand and know more about ourselves. And so if we are constantly thinking of working to become one day better, one day stronger, one day, whatever, that will serve us well.
Love it. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
I'm going to take that with me. Work to become, not to acquire, Greyhounds. That's our show for the day. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time.
Bye. Bye.